How's it going, YouTube? It's Pilot Flame. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at FPL Game Week 4. This is just before an international break. We're going to talk about key injuries, fixtures coming up for this week, how fixture swings change after the international break, who you should be looking to bring in, and potential hits or transfers already made this week. We'll see my team, and we'll see how we go about it for this week. Let's get right into it. So, I have the fixtures up on the screen here. So we're going to be taking a look at that right away. So the first game, early kickoff, Southampton versus Manchester United. So United obviously losing their last game to Palace. Not ideal, and suffering casualties in that as well. Luke Shaw going to be out for a month, so it's going to be around a couple weeks after the international break. Martial is going to be out for this game week and will likely return after the international break. So those on a wild card can take him out and then bring him back obviously when he comes back. Obviously it's a little bit of a wasted transfer, or a transfer that you know is going to be used in the future, but besides that, it should be okay. Hopefully United can pick up a win. We'll see. Southampton play a pretty fast-paced game, so we shall see on that. The 11 o'clock fixtures: Chelsea versus Sheffield United. A lot of people have to play Lundstrom in this game based on what they have spent in their team. But Chelsea obviously picking up their first win last week. Mason Mount obviously looking excellent. Only came off with like a dead leg, so he should be fit and ready to play. Tammy Abraham obviously scoring a brace, so he's probably going to start again. Pedro is out, so Willian is certainly going to start, assuming he's fit and ready for selection. Then we have Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. This could be easily one-sided either way, but we'll see at the end of all of these fixtures which one I choose to pick that will win. As a guess, a little fun game. Leicester versus Bournemouth. I expect Leicester to do well in this game. I hope they do well. I hope Isaac Perez scores for once. If he doesn't, he's gone. He's never coming back on my team, because he's already gone down twice, and I've kept the faith this long. So, and then Man City versus Brighton. This is obviously the standout fixture that everyone is going to want to watch. You know, it's just something that everyone is going to want to watch. Everyone's going to want to watch this game because of City they're just gonna do damage to a Brighton team that's not really good at defending. So, yeah, we could just might as well take a look out on that one. That's going to be captaincies all over the shop. We're going to be looking at KDB potentially captaincy, Aguero for those on a wild card, bring him in for a game week or two, and then obviously Sterling is the big obvious one that pretty much everyone has. Newcastle versus Watford. Newcastle getting a great win versus Spurs last week, but we can easily see Watford just winning 3-0 randomly. So that game is just going to be a toss-up, and most people don't have assets from either of those teams anyway. West Ham versus Norwich. Norwich obviously is a team that likes to shoot. They're very good at that. They're very good at putting it on target, and West Ham are very susceptible to shots and big chances conceded. So that's something to also look at in terms of if you have Norwich assets. So like what they discuss on the Scoutcast, if you have Pookie, he's now going to probably be a shield, because everyone is going to have him. A shield being someone who's just going to be there, get you points, and everyone's pretty much going to have him. But in order to make him a sword, you can bring in the likes of Cantwell, hint hint. Based on the amount of money I have, I've dropped a certain player and then brought in Cantwell maybe. And then if they do well, and Cantwell is a part of that, you will go up higher than those people that didn't have him for a very nice price. Burnley at home versus Liverpool. I still expect Liverpool to win this game, but it could be a cagey affair, like a 2-1 or something like that. But we shall have to see on that. No real captaincy option against Burnley. Burnley's doing well. They showed that they scored. Again, it might not be a clean sheet for Liverpool defense, but who knows? They might surprise us. Everton versus Wolves. This could be tough for both sides. Both sides have okay players, you know, playing decently for them, but overall their teams, I mean, they play Wolves play really good against the really good teams, but Everton's not really that good, so we'll have to see how they play and how they set up. And then obviously the big one on Sunday, the North London derby between Arsenal and Spurs. I think that Arsenal's probably going to win this game just because Spurs have doubts on their players, being mainly Eriksen leaving the club, as well as injuries in key positions for Spurs. So, let's go predictions down the line. Southampton, I think, is going to score versus United, but I think United will edge it out. I think it's going to be a 2-1 to Manchester United. I think Chelsea at home should win 3-1 versus Sheffield United. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa will win this game pretty convincingly, actually. I think, a nice solid 2-0 scoreline for them. I think Palace basically, they didn't really do much in the United game. United made a mistake into another oversight, which cost them 2 goals. So, and really didn't do much else for the rest of the game. So, and I think Aston Villa is good enough to push them to the limit, even away from home. And they have the players that will basically get in your face and get the ball. The likes of Grealish, McGinn, they'll just basically take Palace's midfield and just rough them up even more. So, I think Leicester will win this game 2-1 over Bournemouth. I think Leicester will get the 2-goal lead, and then Bournemouth may nick one late as a consolation. City, I'm just going to say City's going to win 5-0 because I think it can be that bad. It's probably no questions. As if Brighton managed to pull a result out of this, I don't even know anymore. Newcastle versus Watford. I think Watford wins 3-0. I just think Watford is they'll just win. They'll play like crap, and then all of a sudden they get this really good streak. And I think this could be the start of it, especially with it seeming so likely that Newcastle is a team where they win against a really good team, and then they'll just be bad for like 6 weeks straight. So Norwich, I think, will win 2-1 versus West Ham. I think much like the Leicester game, they'll probably get out ahead really quickly because the West Ham don't really know how to defend very well. At least the Pellegrini side has never really learned how to properly defend. And then they'll get one later on. Probably a little bit closer than the Leicester-Bournemouth game, in my opinion. Burnley versus Liverpool. I think Liverpool will win 3-1. Ashley Barnes will get probably a goal either just before Liverpool's goal or just after to make it interesting. Or like the likes of Chris Wood or somebody like that. And then Liverpool will just do what Liverpool does, which is just beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Everton versus Wolves. I think Wolves will win 2-1 in this game. Just don't think Everton's very good defensively. Like, Digne is very good as a fantasy asset because he has free kicks, so he doesn't necessarily have, the detriment of conceding, but he does have the ability to score from, like I said, from free kicks or assist from corners or crosses. And then lastly, I think the North London derby is going to... Okay, so my mind is telling me Arsenal are going to win 2-1. My heart says it's going to be 2-2. So I think it's going to be Arsenal win, but my hope and heart says that it's going to be a draw. Scoring draw. Because there's usually goals in those games. So, but those are my predictions for that. Nextly, let's go on to differentials this week. We're actually going to add a new segment this week as well. That's something that I saw FPL Dare inspired. A buy, hold, sell. We'll do one player each for each category. So let's go up to all the different players that we could potentially pick. So in goal this week, who can I have as a goalkeeper? Let's see. Nope. Goalkeepers. So how well owned is Heaton by chance? 6.8%. What about Ben Foster? He's probably not well owned. Yeah, we'll go with Ben Foster for goal because I think Watford will keep a clean sheet versus Newcastle. not very well owned, is 4.9, so he's actually cheaper than a 5 million goalkeeper. I think they should keep a clean sheet here. Newcastle are just pretty crap. And yeah. Hello, Epic. How's it going? We're just going over our differentials here. We think that Watford is going to keep a clean sheet, so Ben Foster will be our goalkeeper. Into defense, I think that we can be safely assured that the likes of I think I'm gonna go with somebody from Aston Villa. Let's see what Aston Villa has. I think we picked Mings last week, and they got beaten by Everton. But I think we'll go with him again, just because it's two really good fixtures, or two decent fixtures, back to back. And Palace may get overconfident and just realize that they're just bad, and then Aston Villa will just beat them. So we'll go with Tyrone Mings again in defense. Into midfield, I'm going to go with, I'm pretty sure he's over 5% owned, Norwich. Norwich, where are we at here? Yeah, Cantwell's 15%. Damn. Who can we pick? What Chelsea? Chelsea assets. Who we got in midfield here? Found Pulisic. 7.7% on. Mount 15%. I think we'll go with Willian, because Willian is going to start because Pedro is out. And he's 0.7% owned, is obviously a differential to the likes of Pulisic. Obviously Mazelon is probably a better asset, but Willian can have those games where he just scores twice, like out of nowhere. So we'll go with Willian from Chelsea. And then up front, we are going to go with... Who are we going to go with? You know what? I know we're going to go with up front, because it's the likelihood of him going to start is probably not very high, even with the injuries. But Mason Greenwood is 15% owned, but he might as well not be 15% owned. But I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood just because Martial's been injured, or is now injured. If it's all Manchester United, we put out Matic, we put out Mata, we still play Lingard, and he still goes on the bench. So it is a differential in that regard, because if he does play, and Angel Gomez also plays, there's a very good chance that he scores. So I'll say it's a differential in that regard. So those are our four players there. Mason Greenwood up front, Willian in midfield, Tyrone Mings again in defense, and Heaton. No, not Heaton. Who did I pick? It was Ben Foster. Ben Foster in goal. Next, we're going to go to buy, hold, sell. So, buy, hold, sell is basically players you should be buying this week. Hold is any players that you do have, you should probably hang on to just for one more week to see how they go. And sell is get rid of them, they're crap. So, for this week, I think the biggest or the best player to buy, if you have the available funds to do so, is this guy right here. Kevin De Bruyne is definitely a buy. I don't want to buy him this week unless I have to take a hit, which I don't want to, because I do think that Iosi Perez will still come good, but that's just my own stupidity, because I think you should sell Iosi Perez. But either Kevin De Bruyne, but since Kevin De Bruyne is cheaper, and over Aguero, but either will work. KDB, definitely a buy for this week, 100%. Is only going to go up in value. I mean, he's 10.5 million naturally when he wasn't injured from last season, so definitely a good pick there. In terms of the hold, we're going to have to go with, even though I don't think they will keep a clean sheet, but it hasn't had any attacking returns yet, is Andrew Robertson from Liverpool. I think you should still hold on him if you're going into a wild card for the international break. Then you can always swap him out for a Trent or someone if you wanted to splash the cash someplace else, because Trent's obviously on set pieces and he's very good at crossing the ball from deep. And then sell. Main person that you should probably sell, even though I'm not going to, because I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to this, is Ozzy Perez. He does have a fixture, which is good on paper against Bournemouth, but he hasn't done anything for the first 3 fixtures. Doesn't look like he's going to be involved at all. He's gone down in price twice. You should probably get rid of him, but I'm not going to, just because I don't feel like taking a hit. And I'll show you my transfer after the fact, but I think you should sell Perez if you do have him. Okay, so now if we go to, so we get rid of that. Yeah, so basically, let's talk about transfers. So the transfer I was thinking of doing for a hit is, obviously this was before he went down in price. Now it's obviously probably too late to do it. At a 0.2 in the bank, so I still got some buffer room. Would just be Perez to KDB. But I can always get KDB on the wild card. I just have to hope that Sterling does more damage than KDB or Aguero or that sort, and hope that City gets a clean sheet, so I at least get Zinchenko points too. Is it worth it for a hit? I mean, Perez on paper has a good fixture. If he scores a brace, then everyone's going to be like, okay, back on the Perez train, cool. And KDB could easily just not assist anyone. He could be the hockey assist every time. Yeah, he may get like 1 bonus point or something like that, but does he really get anything else potentially? I mean, I do think he's a must-buy. 100% must-buy. But there's a chance where he could just be the hockey assist guy. He crosses it in, drops to David Silva. David Silva slips the ball through, Aguero goal. Raheem Sterling out on the wing, cuts in, lays the ball into Aguero, goal. Mahrez starts out on the right. KDB feeds the ball into Mahrez. Mahrez whips one into the back post. Sterling's at the back post, tap in. Like, who knows? So that was the only transfer I was thinking. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to stick with my team, which is this currently. And I'll just go through them as well. So we have the captaincy currently on Sterling. But let's run through the whole team. So we got Pope, obviously in goal. He's up against Liverpool. I think he'll still get save points because Liverpool do like to shoot a lot. Worst case scenario, if Salah misses the penalty, we just hope that it gets saved, and then Pope gets save points. So that's basically what we're looking for. Or if James Milner plays, because they may think that James Milner's physicality may be good in this type of game, James Milner will be the one to take the penalty, and then we hope that Liverpool miss and it gets saved, and then Pope gets save points, and it doesn't matter if he concedes after the fact. So, because Pope will have saved a penalty, so it's great. That's the ideal scenario. James Milner's on the pitch, gets a penalty saved, the tap in is scored by Salah, and then Salah proceeds to get a hat trick. Like, that ideal scenario number 1. And then Liverpool keep a clean sheet. Fantastic. Happy days. But yeah, Pope, I was always worried about this game, but it's the fixtures after the fact. We're going to keep Pope for sure, because he's got a great run of fixtures all the way up until Gameweek 14. And then in Gameweek 15, it gets a little bit worse than that. Digne, I don't think they're going to do well against Wolves, but I'm playing him just because obviously he is Digne. He has the ability to score free kicks. He's got a great cross. Set piece delivery is probably the second best in the league, arguably, to maybe Trent. But yeah, really good. Leicester, I'm backing Leicester all the way. So I'm hoping, Son, you can keep a clean sheet or get another assist like you did last week. So hopefully. Liverpool, I'm hoping they can keep a clean sheet as well. I wouldn't mind a 0-0 from, and like a save masterclass from Pope, because all the people that captain Salah would get punished for it. All the people that have double Liverpool attack would get punished for it, because a lot of people are switching to that as well, getting rid of likes of one of the Liverpool defenders, which is fine by me. But if they were to score out, obviously like an assist from Robertson and a goal by Salah, that would be what we would want. Zinchenko, obviously just hoping he keeps a clean sheet. He's going to definitely be playing. Son, we brought Son in. He's a premium midfielder. We're going to be playing him for sure. He is hopefully going to do some damage versus Arsenal. I'm rooting for Spurs. I'm a United fan. I don't want Arsenal to win at all, even though I don't think that they will lose the game. I think it will either be a draw or an Arsenal win. So, especially since they're at home. Jose Perez, obviously not the best decision looking at it now in hindsight, but it is something that I'm just going to stick with. Over the international break, obviously if he's crap, then if he was crap in this game, then I'll take him out. Like, but we'll have to see. Cantwell was the person that I brought in. I sold Martial. I now have a total of, let's go to just transfers real quick, 3.6 million in the bank after that, so I can do the switch from Perez to KDB with 0.2 left to spare. So that was the transfer that I made. I'm going to play Cantwell because, like I said, the combination of Cantwell plus Pukki, especially if it's an assist by Cantwell and a goal by Pukki, or vice versa, turns it into a sword rather than just a shield for Pukki. Sterling captain. You're captaining Sterling, Salah, or De Bruyne this week. Like, if you don't, and City does crazy damage, which they could do because Brighton can't defend, then you're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. Salah, obviously playing for his price. We play him every game. Doesn't matter who he's playing. Doesn't matter if he's playing against my team. It doesn't matter if he's playing against City. You just play him anyway. And we just have the vice captain on him. Because we're pretty sure that Sterling would play. But if we wanted to vice captain somebody, it's probably Salah second, for sure. Lastly, we have Pukki. Obviously, he's playing 11 points first hole. Can't complain about that. Still keeping up the goals. We just hope that obviously, if there's any returns, we want Cantwell to get them versus Pukki, because Cantwell will be the sword. Because if Cantwell gets points, that means I get points, and not many others get points themselves. So 15% owned Cantwell versus a 38% owned Pukki. So if Cantwell gets points, that means there's an additional 23% of the people that own Pukki that aren't getting the points from Cantwell. So we want Cantwell to score. We obviously still want Pukki to do well too, because why not? More points, the better. But we definitely want Cantwell to be the one that scores. So. And then on the bench, obviously, Button is away to Man City, and he's not playing, so thank goodness. Because that would just be a disaster. Whoever has Brighton's goalkeeper, Ryan, is it's just not fun this week. Like, I would even consider just transferring out and just eating 2 transfers on that to get a different goalkeeper after the fact. What does he have? No, you would just probably transfer him out, honestly. Because he's Burnley at home. Okay, cool. Newcastle away. I mean, the fixtures just aren't great. It was the early fixtures that were really good for him. For Ryan, that is. And then Greenwood. I want to start Greenwood, but the problem is it wasn't conclusive enough evidence for the from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying that Greenwood would start, but he did say that Rashford and Martial and Greenwood are all his forwards, and then there's the likes of Chong and James and Pereira and people like that that can play the wing, which is a bit weird because he classifies Pereira as a winger, even though he's more of a creative box-to-box midfielder or CDM, which is a bit weird. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one because he can easily just go out there and play experience. He can easily have a you know, De Gea in goal, Ashley Young left back, our two center backs, Maguire and Lindelof, and then have Wan-Bissaka right back, and then he can play a midfield three of Matic, McTominay, and Pogba. He can then play Mata out as a false right wing. He can then play, or he can play like Rashford out on the left, Mata out on the right, and Lingard like through the middle as like a false nine. He could do some nonsense like that if he really wanted to, and then it just screws over like the youngsters. But I think what he'll most likely go with is he'll have Pogba, Matic, McTominay, Rashford, replacing Martial up top, James out on the left, swapping flanks, and then like play Mata or Lingard out there. Like I think that's what to do. Or he won't play Matic and play Mata as well as Lingard, which is not what we want to see. What we want to see is a front six of Pogba, McTominay, Gomez in the number 10, James out on the left, Rashford out on the right, and have Greenwood running through the middle. That's what we want to see with the current squad that we have. Lundstrom versus Chelsea, just put him second, just because he's better than Wickham. Wickham has Aston Villa at home, but I think Crystal Palace suck, and he's just there for 4.5 million on a team that we know we're not going to have 3 players in for that team. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's the one yawn for the stream. The one yawn. So I think that's gonna do it here. Make sure to check out the VOD for this over on the YouTube channel. Just gonna swap over here to the full webcam. There we are, nice and big on the screen. As Epic said earlier, the big boy. I am trying to get a little slimmer though. So yeah, be sure to check out this VOD on the channel. So it's just Google or search Pilot Flame 226 on YouTube or Pilot Flame FFXIV. That is where you'll find all of my videos on YouTube. Also, the link is in the description on the stream down below. Make sure to follow Pilot Flame 226 on Twitter so that you can get all of the notifications for when we go live or any videos that are posted. Can't wait for this game week to start. United bright and early for me, 8:30 in the morning, and I have work, so I have to make time halfway through the game at halftime and then watch the rest before we open. So that should be fun. And hopefully United can do what they do best when they're playing good, which is win. So hopefully that is the case. And then we hope that Man City absolutely demolish Brighton and that Pukki and Cantwell light it up and that Perez takes all those haters and he just throws them in the bin and scores a hat-trick or something. And then obviously having Son do something nice would be good. But we'll see. And then maybe the dream of Milner taking a penalty, getting it saved, and then Salah scoring a hat-trick after the fact with Robertson triple assist. That would be obviously the ultimate week, but that's obviously pushing it too far. You can't have everything nice. So that's going to do it for this stream. Thank you all for those that tuned in. Make sure to check out the VOD on YouTube, and all the socials are down in the description, like I said below. And we will see you back on Sunday for the stream after the games once the rankings have been posted. If I can't do a stream on Sunday, it's Labor Day on the Monday, so I can do one then, and then we can go from there and we can see how my team did going into the international break and if I've hit the wild card button. Yeah, that's probably gonna be my team for this week. So playing a 4-5-1, Sterling captain, having the man himself leading the line in Pukki, and off we go. Game week 4. Good luck, everyone. Take care.